All right, let's call to order the October 31st Lower Southborough Township work session, and please join me in the pledge of allegiance. The pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands. Oh, so first up on our agenda, Public Works Director, Mr. Jones.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Just update on the project, the streetlight upgrade program. There was some flow going to complete this project, so I think I need to start pushing hard, trying to get this work done, so we're still working on that. Public Works and Community Center facility planning. DKS is working on a preliminary site plan for the community center. And then Boyle Construction is going to be using that to prepare their cost estimates. Not sure we're going to have the information in time from CKS for Boyle to do what they need to do in time for them to present it.
So if it's not the November 15th, it'll be the work session and.
I think we were planning on the work session in December.
Okay. Okay.
But with the holidays thrown in there, it's time's evaporating pretty quickly. Just some end of year projects and work that we're trying to get accomplished. Mars Road base repairs. This is from 113 to Schlosser Road. Got a lot of areas where the chip seals are delaminating. So that's probably one of our worst roads. So we're looking to do base repair, just a 3-inch mill and fill using our equipment rental contract. Got a PennDOT project for that. That's been approved. We just need to get an extension of time because October 31st is the deadline for paving for PennDOT today. Yes. So obviously we're not going to beat that. So working on that. Line painting, along lines and intersection markings, trying to get that done this next month. Park Avenue fields, we're going to be top dressing and overseeding those fields again. And also trying to get some cured in place liner done. We're focusing on the Hunter Crest development. We've got some smaller diameter pipes that run through the rear yards, and there's fences and sheds and trees and everything that's just accumulated over top of the pipe. So a dig and replace isn't really an optimal solution. So we're looking at cured in place at those locations. So
Are there easements for those, or is that
there's easements there? Yeah. Well, at least I believe there are.
just in case? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
We're hoping that they're short enough runs. I think they're like 600 or 700 feet. There's 3 separate runs. I'm still working on getting pricing that maybe you can just, I think on all 3 of them, there's an intermediate stormwater inlet that hopefully they can just line right through and then just cut it out once they're done.
Yep.
So they won't really have to be on the property with equipment and trucks and
Right.
that kind of stuff. So that's the goal.
How long does that generally last, the lining?
Oh, that lining's good for 50 years.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Traffic signals, the Route 63 and 113 modernization project. It's on your agenda for tomorrow night to award. Bids were open last week. We had 4 bidders. Higgins and Son was the low bidder at $465,312. All 4 bids were within 10%, and we're reasonably close to McMahon's estimate. If you recall, this is the GO grant that's going to fund 80% of it. So the grant amount is over $382,000. So that's on your agenda for tomorrow night for award. Sale of the 1999 Mack tandem axle dump truck, another agenda item for tomorrow night. Received a number of bids, with the low bidder being, or the high bidder, I should say. This was through the municipal auction. The recommendation is to award the sale of the truck to Tunkhannock Township in the amount of $21,800. It's kind of within the range that we expected, $20,000 to $25,000 for that truck. Got some issues, it's got some rust on the frame rails, so there's some concern here, but truck doesn't owe us anything. So that's on your agenda for tomorrow night as well. some department activities, we installed the rocks and parking bumpers and signs at the community center rain garden, so hopefully we'll keep everybody out.
Look fantastic.
Yeah, it does look good. Guys did a nice job. Regraded the infield at the upper field at the community center. There was a significant standing water ponding problem. When they drag the fields, they start in the middle and they go in a circle and it just pushes everything to the perimeter, and right there where the grass and the infield meet, there was a high point. So we took 5 or 6 feet of the outfield grass, the infield mix out, regraded it so that it would flow, made everything infield. Yeah, the Harleysville baseball seems to be really happy with it. They said that after the one rain we had 2 weekends ago, they spent next to no time, dressing the field to get it ready for play.
We had a practice that night. It's in anticipation of seeing the leftover equipment get like, oh, they're fixing that field. So thank you.
Yeah, no, it worked out. Repaired several storm inlets throughout the township. Gear up for winter operations. We're setting up a brine storage tank. We've had this 5,000 gallon storage tank forever. I think we got from another municipality.
Upper Gwinnett.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been sitting there, trying to figure out a place for it. So we actually just decided to put it inside the garage. So make room inside and we'll just put it right next to the brine maker. Our challenge now is that with our new tandem axle dump that has a 1,600 gallon applicator on it, we now have 2 applicators. We can't make brine fast enough to supply both of them. So we have this tank, so we're going to use the tank. We'll fill the tank and then draw off the tank for into the trucks when we apply brine. So we're working on that.
Let's hope you don't need it. Go on.
Spent a considerable amount of time on our budget. We're working on crack sealing the bike paths. We're gonna focus on the summer wind development and finish up a little bit in the golf course. Working on hiring 2 new employees. That's all that I have. Can answer any questions.
I just had one thing. I had a resident come to me that lives on April Hill Way.
Okay.
Over off of Kinsey Road. They had said that, I guess we did a cape seal on that a little while ago.
Yes,
Said something about the edges peeling up. I don't know,
I'll take a look.
just take a look at it, see what it might be normal. They don't know, they just brought it up, it brought it to my attention. I was wondering if that's how it's supposed to be. Okay, I didn't get a chance to run by, so thanks. Just let me know what you think.
Okay.
If it's okay, I'll let them know. And all right, thanks.
Thanks for everything, Doug.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Stay the course, my friend, stay the course. All right. Moving on, police chief.
Hiring update, we've completed the background investigation of our primary candidate. And we are now prepared to make the probationary offer with your approval. I have a tentative meeting with him today, depending on how that goes. To get him in to see Holly and Cecilia for paperwork. So we can get him on the agenda. Start next Monday.
Terrific. Okay.
So is he currently employed in
He's been a Falls Township officer in Bucks for 7 years.
Right. Has he separated from them? In other words, he can start relatively soon, I guess it's around.
Yeah, he's they're still spoken to the chief.
Mhm.
It will be a very amicable party.
Okay, that's what I'm looking at.
He knows our timeline. Complicated.
Very good. Excellent.
Good morning. Motion. For a motion now, so you can move on.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved in second, and all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay.
Sure.
Nah,
It's unanimous. Yeah.
if he needs an arm twisted, he twists it.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
All that.
Yeah, thanks for your efforts for that.
Well, mostly I watch.
Well, thank you.
Somebody needs to watch.
Anything else, sir? Very good. Look forward to tomorrow evening. Next up, Building and Zoning Director, Mr. Buki.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So for the month of October and my participation. That was an uptick from last month, which we had 62. Tomorrow, you're gonna see the non-conforming impervious surface ordinance. Also, the 45 Main Road addition. Seen is on the agenda. And 417 Main Street, Isabel's Kitchen, it's a waiver link. They're doing three small additions. Small additions around the facility there. And to better facilitate the inside of the building. And also 785 Breckman Road is a 3-lot subdivision. You'll see that tomorrow, or just discussion of the waivers. Planning Commission heard that last week, and they recommended that. The Planning Commission also set the date for their joint meeting. So every year they join, or they fly in November and December meetings, and they set that meeting date for December 13th.
So they're not meeting November 22nd, right? Is that
Correct.
Yeah, it's usually the week because it's the week of Thanksgiving.
You'll update the agenda at the bottom. Thank you. All right. Anything else for Mr. Buki? How about on this side? No, we're good.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. All right, Mr. Jakowski.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First item on the manager's report is a review of the October 4th meeting minutes. Any questions, corrections, concerns?
Make a motion for approval.
No, do that.
Oh,
If you're looking at, if you're gonna make any change.
Well, I like the way you think.
no change.
And a review of the November 1st agenda. As mentioned by Mr. Buki, that ordinance 2304, the impervious surface and non-conforming structures ordinance amendment, consideration to adopt the 45 Mainland Road conditional use hearing for museum use. Recommendation to award the 63 and 113 traffic signal upgrade, that's the Green Light Go project. Recommendation to award the 1999 Mack Panda Maxwell truck with plow and spreader. That's for the recommend the award of sale to Tunkhannock Township. And motion to approve fire assistance to Upper Salford. This is a retro approval of fire assistance since you had approved it for twice. And then it changed again to the last Saturday, so we're just gonna retroactively approve.
Good plan.
Next time.
Fire assistance.
Every weekend in October.
Third time the charm. New business resolution 2330, 417 Main Street, Isabel's Kitchen. This is a request for a waiver of land development. 785 Crespin Road, 3-lot subdivision, discussion of waivers and authorization to advertise the 2024 budget. And that being said, the next item is the 2024 budget as discussed last time. There is still no tax increase anticipated for the general fund. We did, however, because Mr. Shuren's reminder that we are only able to raise the ambulance millage to 0.5 mils. We did budget $160,000 out of the general fund as a contribution to Freedom Valley Medical Rescue. And the good news is that our expected revenue at the end of the year is at 1.555 million. So our revenues this year have been very good, especially our building permits, which took a nice bump with Almac building permit coming in. Some items in the general fund that are of note. Special projects coordinator position for administration, that's $60,000 budget for salary. Replacement for Jim Pfister in Public Works, 59,280 budgeted for that position. Public Works new hire, 46,800 budgeted for that position. Jim will still be on the books until August 1st of next year because of his accrued time. That's approximately $38,000 that will be coming out of the budget for next year. I know the end of year fund balance is budgeted to be 1.555 million. Under the ambulance fund, as discussed, we're looking at increasing that millage 2.5, which is the limit, which will result in $560,000 going to Freedom Valley out of that budget, which will, with the contribution from the general fund, will be a total of $720,000 to the ambulance for next year. In the capital fund budget, items of note, again, is that 63 and 113 traffic signal upgrade, which you're approving the bids for this evening. The Main Street adaptive signal system upgrade. The Main Street to roof sidewalk installation. This project will begin in 2024, so part of it will be budgeted in 24, part of it will be budgeted in 25. We're actually still waiting for the Historic and Museum Commission to give us the okay to move ahead because of the property at the apartments over there. In case there's any arrowheads. I mean, they're saying it's not disturbed property, but it's a clear field in front of an apartment complex, and I don't know that anyone would actually think that it wasn't disturbed at some point when those apartments were being constructed, but there's no notations on the original plan, so we have to go through this process, and that's been the holdup, frankly, for the most part, is waiting for getting that approval. Yoder Road pipe replacement from Vernal to Culp is on the budget, and some public works equipment, a 10-ton, is that 10-ton equipment trailer? 3 pickup trucks. We were originally budgeting for 2 because we had budgeted 1 for this year, but for some reason, and Doug, you have any better information, Ford canceled the order. That's what we were told.
That's what I was told. Because they can't meet the supply and the demand. So they're just arbitrarily canceling orders, and it could be the paint color that triggers it. It could be the body type, it could be whatever. Just found that out last week. After we ordered it back in November of last year. Yeah.
A paver, we were looking at possibly a used paver. Are we still looking at that or not?
We're doing some investigation on the possibility of a used paver.
We budgeted for a new paver, but there may be an opportunity for purchasing a used paper.
Nice.
And finally, a Toro work cart is the final item. Note on the capital budget. All of the other budgets are unchanged. The only things I've noted I've done is change the projected for this year. The numbers as they come in, but that doesn't affect next year's budget. It may affect the line of beginning cash, depending on how things change. Most of the minor fund budgets are pretty standard. They have a lot of change. So, any questions?
Just one question, Joe. I noticed that restructuring is expected to increase by more than 100%. And I was just wondering if there's any bond issues maturing 2024 or why that.
Well, that's the way we restructured it before when we refinanced. It's hitting at the end of the 3-year period. So our amortization schedule for that's the golf restructuring number has gone up. But if you notice on the building payments, the building loan, that has substantially decreased because that amortization schedule stayed the same. And normally what happens is the amortization schedules kind of go down as you get towards the end of the payment schedule. But the way the financing was done and for the golf restructuring, it actually was the opposite. But if you look at the debt payments for both of those items together, they're higher, but they're not appreciably higher. They're not like double the payment. It's just that you're seeing one go down substantially and the other one go up substantially, but it's the last 3 years of the payment. So by 2027, those payments will be gone.
Okay, all right, that's the only question I had. Appreciate it there. Well, thank you.
The only final item on the manager's report is appointments for next year. Holly was good to provide a list of those positions that are expiring at the end of 2023. As the next procedure, we will be reaching out, unless the board directs otherwise, to these folks to see if they would like to re-up those boards and commissions. Someone saying no, we'll let you know. Which does happen on occasion. And that is all I have.
Well, that is good. Is there a need this morning for an executive session?
There is none.
Unless there's any other comment or raise, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Make the motion. Off moved in second, and all in favor say aye. Aye. Both say nay. We're done for today. Good to see everybody.
Thank you, everybody.